Welcome to Stump the Idiot. I am the idiot, Dave Coco from CocoSports.com or KOCOSports.net. It takes you to the same place. It's where the world comes to kick ass, your home for combat sports, and above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. We're hoping that we can get the award show done. We're hoping that we can get our NXT and Lucha Underground reviews done. But I want to try to knock out some of these Stump the Idiots. This is basically a topic: how to break into running an independent wrestling company. I did it for years. I've ran thousands and thousands of shows, made profit, gave myself a Barry Horowitz on that. And this is just to get your toes wet. This could go on forever. There's tons of different ways. This is just my opinion on how to do it. And running an independent business, here's the actual question, or we had a bunch of questions, but here's the one I'm answering now. Travis Moore says, David, what was it like to own your own wrestling business? Because my friend wanted to run the business. How did you do it? That I'm going to give you the short version, but I'm hoping to make a series and possibly a free ebook on just getting a bunch of promoters together and giving tips and all that. So, like I said, this is like 101, because this could be like a whole novel, a whole series of novels, of books or whatever. I don't think it would be called a novel, but moving on. I am the idiot. As far as how did I do it, I did it like I run any company. You got to treat it like a company. You don't want to be a money mark because you're going to lose your ass. You don't want to be a guy who can't afford to pay the wrestlers. To be a successful wrestling independent company, everyone has different goals. Some people want to be the next WWE. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Some people want to be the next Ring of Honor, this. But these are the goals you should go for. These are the first goals you should go for. Never run a show. Ever, 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 ever run a show unless you walk into the building with enough money to pay every single wrestler talent that you agreed upon. So that's the first fucking rule. Second, treat it like a legit business. Treat it like a legit business. You just have to treat it like it's like running any other business. It's a fucking business. People always use the word business, but then don't use it. Like, here's an example. If you book someone for $500 and they don't sell $500 worth of tickets, you're not fucking being a good business. Period. End of fucking story. You should have income streams, all that. So treat it like a real business. Even though pro wrestling is your passion, you have to treat it like a business. And another tip that I get, and this is going to get me some heel heat here. If you are a pro wrestler, an active pro wrestler, I'm not talking about retired pro wrestler. I'm not talking, if you're an active pro wrestler, I don't give a fuck how good of a promoter you think you are. I don't give a fuck how much you think, well, I deserve to be champion. I deserve to be booker. Everyone, all the boys understand. No, they don't. No, they fucking don't. The best promoters, I believe, never show up on screen. Never. They just never do. They're not characters. See, the problem is Vince McMahon's character ruined independent promoters because they're like, that's how it's done. I need to wear a suit and tie and act like an asshole. That's a character. Okay, maybe he's a little bit of an asshole behind the scenes, but he's not fucking just, oh man, so many times. So this is how I broke in. First off, just the mindset of it. I used to be in the Marines, and I loved pro wrestling, and then I got injured, and I was doing a shitty job, and I was like, dude, I'm just going to do whatever the fuck I want. You kind of have to have that attitude to get into it, because let's put it this way. WWE is making the most fucking money. Their stock is horrible. John Cena and Undertaker and all these guys, well, Undertaker's a bad example because he's got a pretty sweet gig now, but let's compliment John Cena while insulting him. That's the Coco Sports way. John Cena makes a shit ton of money. A shit ton of money. Now, imagine if he was a Hollywood superstar. Think of how much John Cena works. Think of the odds of getting to John Cena's position. Think of the ratings, the live events, all that shit. And then compare it to anyone that works 1/4 that hard in entertainment and makes just as much money or more. Think about it. The guy who's on top of music right now makes a hell of a lot more money than the guy on top of wrestling. The guy on top of movies makes a hell of a lot. So everyone, you need to have a little bit of a passion, because too many people treat indie wrestling and pro wrestling like it's a legit fucking career opportunity. They're going to make millions of dollars. The odds are stacked against you. And not only are the odds stacked against you, but also, even if you do make it, you work so much hard. I don't know, I'm just talking out my ass here, but it's a pretty safe talking out of my ass. I guarantee Justin Bieber makes more money than John Cena. There's no way. And I hate John Cena. I'd be honest with you, as far as Justin Bieber goes, I would not know he existed until I taught English high school 3-4 years ago. So someone put in a fucking Justin Bieber thing and asked me what do the words mean. And I was like, oh, that's who Justin Bieber is? But I guarantee Justin Bieber probably makes a hell of a lot more money than John Cena. The guy's on The Sopranos. I'm outdating myself here. So, yeah, it's a business and have responsibility, but have passion. Have passion, because WWE basically has a monopoly and they should be making a hell of a lot more money than they do. But the problem is, there isn't as much money in pro wrestling as people pretend on Facebook there is. So I do it like I do any other business. I go find out someone who's doing it, and I volunteer a service, whatever that service is. And this is good advice in any type of business you want. Let's just do independent wrestling, because this is what we're talking about. I find a local independent wrestling company. I volunteer. I take photos. I fucking hand out flyers for them. I do shit the whole time. And I'm a big mouth, in charge, fucking Donald Trump, fucking New Jersey douchebag personality. You drop that. You fucking drop that, because you're coming in to learn. You come in like Donald Trump. You come in like, oh, I'm a fucking genius. It's going to backfire on you, because you're dealing with people from the carny ages that think, wow, let's rip off our sponsors. Wow, let's rip off the fans. They are fucking con men. So they come, and not everyone in wrestling is a con man. Let's be completely honest. 98% of them are. All right, so 98% of them are con men. So what you do is you don't come in saying, I have money, I'm going to take you to the next level, because you're just going to have a bunch of fucking piranhas steal your goddamn money. You shut the fuck up, you go to an independent wrestler, and you see what they want. And you keep your fucking mouth shut, because these indie promoters, they get millions of Vince McMahon wannabes coming up to them all the time. We had so many, and it was ridiculous. They think they're going to be the next Vince McMahon, and they act like Vince McMahon on an independent level. It's fucking ridiculous. So how I did it, and how I think most people should do it, especially if you're not a wrestler, and I don't think if you're an active wrestler, you shouldn't be a promoter. Fuck you. It's just it. I know a lot of people are like, that hurts my feelings. You're wrong. You're an idiot. But it's fucking true. So how you do it is you go to a local independent. You go, I did IPW, NWA Florida, FIP. And you just keep your fucking mouth shut. You keep your fucking mouth shut and volunteer something. Like, I'm going to take photos. I'm going to make a newsletter. I'm going to help you do this, do that. And you slowly break into it. The reason why you do that is you're picking up knowledge because fucking all that knowledge that you could have picked up, you could have paid a shitload of money for that, been taken to the cleaners, because that's the first thing a lot of old school independent wrestling companies do. They're just like, oh, you want to be in the company? Pay me $9 billion. I honestly think the only marks that are left, the word marks, the only marks that are left are actually people wanting to break into the wrestling business. So, you go in and you just shut the fuck up. You don't fucking change the world. You're not going to be like, I got this idea of 17 fucking ladders and No, you shut the fuck up. and you help the promoter. And you just learn. You learn. It's gonna cost you so much less money to break into the business. And you find out mistakes. You find out what they're doing good. You find out why they're doing it. Then from there, you just fucking slowly but surely build your way up. Now you could do it the money mark way, but it's going to cost you a lot of money. It's going to cost you a lot of money. One way don't do it is fucking don't run a show, have no money, and be like, it was my dream. I have friends that do that. That comment's going to offend people. But if you go around calling the wrestling business a business, you have to treat it like a business. And don't act like you're on fucking Wall Street and you're a fucking genius. You'll get those guys. Be like, I'm going to take this to the top and the stocks are going to... Just shut the fuck up. You know what? Why don't you fucking work on handing out flyers, selling tickets, getting a profit? So, yeah, that's what I did. I went, there was a bunch of Florida independents, kept my mouth fucking shut, volunteered, was respectful, didn't say anything, and then timing matters too. Like, when I started my company, there was only one big company in town, and they weren't booking anyone local. So, like, timing. A lot of times people are like, oh, I have a successful company, an independent wrestling company in my town. I could fucking run this shit. They're just going to be a fucking money mark, and it's never really going to be your product. You're just that. And another thing that's really popular that I don't think you should do, and it's up to you, it's your fucking money. You'll have a local independent, and if it draws, if the local independent draws, people see dollar signs that maybe are not there, or the way they're going about it is wrong. And they come in and they just want to buy it. They don't want to start their own company. They want to buy it. But then they're always going to be in the shadow of the original guy. You know, you'll always be in the shadow of, oh, well, you know, Coco did it this way. Sal did it this way. Ron did it this way. So taking over a company is always, always, always a bad idea, especially if you have pride, originality, want to do something different. Because there's so many companies that you can invest in that would make it a lot better. You know, and I had this debate with independent wrestlers and independent wrestlers and also independent promoters. I had this debate, and the debate was this. Talking shit on YouTube is a better business fucking plan than fucking running a wrestling promotion. Because it's all profit, just rely on your fucking self, and at the end of the day, you're sitting in your fucking underwear at home. But the dream of running your own independent wrestling company. So that's how I did it. How was it to run? It's just like running any other business if you're doing it right. If you only do one event a year and it's successful, that's probably fun. But at the same time, are you really an independent wrestling promoter? Are you really running a company? Like, there's guys on YouTube who's like, I'm a fucking genius. Look at me. I run one show a year. I think all it takes, this is my humble opinion, and it's a bit harsh. All it takes to run one wrestling show a year is money. That's all it fucking takes. Running weekly, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, making sure that the guys get paid, storylines that keep getting people into the building. That takes a whole nother level. That takes a whole nother level of dedication. And as far as running shows, I think you either have to go weekly or monthly. A show here and there, it hurts building up the momentum. But yeah, there's a lot of great independent wrestling promoters out there that bust their ass. The most important thing is try to treat it like a real business. Run it like a real business. Make sure that there's profit. Don't lose the money. And yeah, you can have fun and do it. So I wish you the best of luck. And like I said, hopefully I'll do a series, just like little tips on what I learned. I'll try to get other independent promoters to do it. But my biggest suggestion is to break into the indie wrestling world the right way. And people disagree. This is just, me fucking running my mouth. Shut your fucking mouth. Find a company that's doing it. Learn from their mistakes and what they're doing right. You know, every company does, you know, even when I was running my companies, there was stuff we did great and there was stuff that we did horrible, and just learn from them. And be careful, you know, because it is a type of business that uses people and wants to steal money. It's a very dirty business, so please do it the right way and clean up the image. But you got to be careful, like, of running your mouth, because you got to remember, when an independent company, an independent wrestling promoter is running a company, everyone and their fucking mother are giving them advice and saying, I could take you to the next level. So try to break in, and this is good advice even outside of independent wrestling. Try to break in by keeping your mouth shut and giving them something. Gary Vanderchuck in media says, to get someone's attention, you should give them something for free. You know, just go. You know, like example from one of my Japanese marketing companies. This guy, he didn't have a college degree. He busted his ass, and he came up and got free. He came up and you know, he went through the interview process. I wasn't part of the interview process because fucking, I don't know. I really don't do much work at my companies anymore. And they just shot him down. My guys that I trust run the company just shot him down. He emailed me and said, "Hey, I know, you know, you have a company in Russia. I can translate Russian and Japanese, and maybe you can fucking expand the company." And I was like, "Oh, whatever, just contact the people." And he's like, "No, I'll just do it for free to show my worth." And I was like, "Whoa, wait, what? What? You're gonna do translating for free?" So I was like, "Okay, sure." Yeah, he literally translated maybe 7 web pages, maybe, I'm trying to think, maybe, let's say 2,000 words. He translated 2,000 words, and he did it very quickly. He's like, "Oh, I can translate that Russian site into a Japanese site." And I was like, "Really?" All right, well, you know, and at first, because, you know, you get offers like this all the fucking time. So you're like, yeah, whatever, dude. Fucking go, fucking, no. Go talk to fucking my right-hand man, my left-hand man. And they're like, no, I want to do this for free. You know, and I was like, what? Why would I do it for free? And, you know, he got a job that pays pretty decent, and he's got like 2 or 3 promotions within the year. And it was just because he fucking hustled. That's how you hustle. You don't hustle by going, "I have tons of money, let me fucking spend it and take this to the next level." Because everyone that's ever done that has fucking failed that I've seen. There might be one successful guy, but everyone that I've seen has done that has failed. So that's how I broke it into running an independent wrestling company. I can go into way more details. Maybe I'll do that in a series. But if you're asking your friend how to do it, I would just find another independent wrestling company, realize that they hear the Vince McMahon stick, they hear fucking taken to the next level all the time. You know, no one wants to fucking hear you could take the company to the next level. Everyone wants to hear, like, "Oh no, I can do this for you." And then just keep your mouth shut and run with it. And timing is important. And like I said, treat it like a business. Make sure you pay people that you agreed upon, and also make sure that you know, you treat it like a business. All right, so yeah, that's how I did it. Let's see. What was it like to own your own wrestling business? It was very stressful and very fun. So you have to be very passionate, but you still have to treat it like a business. You know, would I've liked to book Samoa Joe and fucking CM Punk and all? Yeah, I would have loved that. I wouldn't have made a profit. I wouldn't have guaranteed pay for the wrestlers that did work for me. Usually it's one of those, before the show, you're really stressed. You're like, especially if you care about it. I guess everyone's personality is different. But the most successful promoters that I've seen are really stressed. They're like, "Oh, what if there's a hurricane? What if there's weather? What if there's traffic? What events are going on in the city? What if, did I do enough advertising? What if this guy doesn't show up? What if this happens? What if this happens?" So you're like preparing yourself for worst case scenarios, trying to avoid the worst case scenarios. and doing hard work. Once the show starts, the promoter's like, well, I did my fucking best. The boys, the wrestlers have to do what they do. Hopefully everything goes right. And then during the show, usually if the crowd is packed, a promoter feels better. And they're like, oh man, we packed the place, thank God. When it's an empty building, if I felt this way, I don't know if other wrestlers, promoters feel this way. If the building is empty or lower than your average attendance or lower than what you're expected to draw, you feel guilty. You're like, like if the building is packed, you're like, oh, these wrestlers are busting their ass. Oh, everything's fucking a perfect steam engine. But then, like, there's very few people there and wrestlers are busting their ass. You're just like, man, fuck, what the fuck did I do wrong? What the fuck happened? And it's real stressful. Afterwards, especially like right after the show, you just go out and relax. Don't fucking talk about what happened, until maybe 24 hours later. Those are some of the funnest times. Man, some of the after parties, some of just the conversations, staying up late, doing crazy ass stuff. Is the fun part of the business. And then the next 24 hours, then you prepare for the next show. In my prime, prime, that sounds fucking corny and cheesy as shit, but in the prime of me running shows, I did a Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, and sometimes Sunday show. So, it could become a full-time job. And there's different strategies, different ways of making income doing pro wrestling, but I'll break that down another show. As far as your friend, if you want to run a company, just find the most successful company that you can make it to, shut your mouth, and learn. Unless you just want to lose a lot of money. And trust me, there's a lot of people in the independents that want to lose a lot of money. All right, boom, boom, boom. Hey, we got some comments, and I didn't even advertise it. I'm an asshole for not advertising this. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so there you go. Nothing too interesting about those comments. All right, so please like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, I'm probably going to do a free ebook, just tips on how to run an independent wrestling company, not just for me. I'm going to try to get other independent promoters to help out and just hear different tips, because if you really love independent pro wrestling, you want the companies to do good. A lot of times, one thing I regret is I was just so focused on my company doing good that I was like, man, I could have fucking changed independent wrestling to be a lot better. But yeah, so I'll probably do a lot more of these with different promoters and hopefully improve. So yeah. All right, so like, comment, subscribe, and check out my blog, cocosports.net. If you have any questions, leave them. I plan on doing at least one Stump the Idiot a day, but I always fail miserably. We're getting ready for our award show, and please check out our blog at cocosports.net. And I hope this helped you a little bit. Like I said, this could be a 12-hour show, but I'll break it down and try to break it into an ebook. Also, if you are an independent promoter or you're going to be an independent wrestling promoter, try to be humble. It's very hard, but I noticed the best, most successful independent wrestling promoters, most fucking humble guys fucking you could ever meet. Yeah, going humble goes a lot farther, because then you don't fall into the trap of, well, I got to book the stars. I got to. Being humble and knowing what your product is makes profit and gets everyone paid. And that's what it should happen. And like I said, I'm stealing a line here from, I'm misquoting the mighty Steve Jobs. Have passion about it. Because if you don't have passion about actually running independent wrestling, you're going to fucking fail. Be very passionate about it, but also be very smart about it. And a lot of times, just helping out a promotion might fill your need to actually run a promotion. Running a promotion can be very stressful at times. All right, did I say like, comment, subscribe enough? I don't think I have. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm a jerk. I used to be a promoter. You got to promote. And also check out cocosports.net. I will try to make an independent wrestling series. I know other people did it, and so hopefully, it can help a couple guys getting into the independents. Also, I plan on doing a Stump the Idiot a day, so please leave some good questions. And now I'm just repeating myself for the sake of repeating myself. Like, comment, subscribe, CocoSports.net! And with that, I am over. Bum, 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 bum.